Welcome everyone to Trend Micro Talks. I am your host, Erin Tomie, and today we're talking to Trend Micro Vice President of Security Research, Mike Gibson. Mike, how are you doing today?
Hey, Aaron, how are you?
I'm very good. I would love to start by you sharing a bit about your role here at Trend Micro.
Sure, absolutely. So I'm the Vice President of Security Research, which really entails most of our vulnerability research. So the security research we do to identify how we protect our customers against exploitation of vulnerabilities, including things like our digital vaccine labs and our zero-day initiative.
Awesome. And for those who aren't familiar, can you give an overview of what the Zero Day Initiative, or ZDI, is and why it matters to Trend Micro customers?
Yeah, for sure. I'll start with how the ZDI program works with the research community. So there's a lot of researchers in the world that love doing vulnerability research, and they love that activity of looking at the code, finding the bugs, doing the fuzzing, all the fun stuff when it comes to the security research, and they love being acknowledged for this work. But when it comes down to it, once they find a bug, they have to have a conversation with the vendor. They have to disclose the bug and share that information with them. And that part, isn't always smooth. So some vendors have programs, they're used to this, they welcome it, they have bug bounty programs. Other vendors can respond with putting their legal team on the call. So what we try to do for those researchers is be the middleman, be the proxy for that disclosure process. Make it so that they can spend their time on what they're really good at, which is the research, and we'll do all the paperwork and disclosure, giving them full credit for the work that they do. The second thing we want to do is make sure they get rewarded for their work, right? So there's a lot of hours that go into this vulnerability research. We want to compensate them in some way so that they can then use that as an opportunity to go and find more bugs. If they're not making any money or not being rewarded for it, then they may actually have to spend more time on their day job, which means we find less bugs and squash less bugs in the community. Now, for your second part of your question, which is what's in it for Trend Micro customers, vulnerability research is really tricky. So in order for us to be able to provide protection to our customers, we have to really have an in-depth technical knowledge of the bug itself, the vulnerability itself. And so there's multiple ways we can get that. We can wait for the bug to be disclosed and do a lot of heavy lifting when it comes to analyzing the fix and the vulnerability and kind of be responsive. Or we can do what we do with the Zero Day Initiative program, which is get involved in the disclosure process, be part of the research community. That way we learn about the technical details even before they make it to the vendor. So we have the most knowledge about a vulnerability, which allows our defenders to look at that information, figure out how we produce the virtual patch or the compensating control needed to help protect the customers. And by us injecting ourselves as early as possible, we know about that bug long before it reaches the public community. And so some cases that disclosure window is 120 days. So if we can learn about the bug on day one, that allows our researchers to immediately go, our defenders to immediately go and ship defenses that can help protect the customers from that day one all the way up to day 120, so that the customers are protected through that window, which is something that's unique to us.
That statistic about how much earlier Trend Micro customers are protected because of our work with ZDI has always been very interesting to me, because I think it really illustrates how important this program is and why more of our customers should be aware of it. Mike, I really appreciate your time today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
You too. Take care.